Back at home in front of 30,000 again today. Sold out early in the week. As I said earlier, it's been the hottest ticket in town. And while some will say Kalen, I think Kalen's just in front. He has been absolutely incredible over.
We'll have plenty of it, 7 wins in a row, but so do the Sharks. The Sharks have won 3 games.
A lot of the Cronulla players, you hear them talk publicly about he's the one that ignites their energy. So they're going to have to find it. The history says it. The Premier comes from the top 4. To get into the top 4 is absolutely vital.
It looked as though there might have been a sneaky touch there from Newcastle off the initial tap back by the Sharks. Frizzell working it forward. A reminder, if the Knights win, they'll move to 5th on the ladder. The Sharks goes out the back. Gagai, they've stripped them for numbers. Young spins and pulling. And yes, the bunker will have a bit more of a look at it. What a save by Brad.
That first chance. And the Sharks get reprieve because they gave one
here from Trindle. Young under pressure. Graham's there again, tapping it backwards. It came to heavily already. Wade Graham retiring at the end of this season. Here is Bradman Bessemble. The odds that Frizzell was going to be there, couldn't quite end up with it. Now Trindle with players in motion. Tracy did well to reach back on the swing. He will reach out. He plants it down.
Effort there from Connor.
Try and keep it straight enough, yeah. The kicking duties. Play it here. McInnes showing it. Talakai pushing up in support, and he's outside for the next chance. As Tracy takes the carry on play number 5. A chip and has possession for the Newcastle Knights.
Yeah, great passage of play. First it was Wade Graham.
Very deep, anticipating a kick on the far side of the field. Shark has been frantic. A juggle there from Sione Katoa. Switching that long right leg of his towards the chalk, but just makes the catch in 5th. A real match race here. Tracy gets back and forces it. What a head. We'll get their 6 tackles from about 10 metres out. Jacob's time in Newcastle might be coming to an end. Now here he is. Graham cutting back towards the middle. With the tackle there of Adam Mellon. Ponga flies for it and makes another very impressive catch. And it's Marju midfield just outside the... Won't do so. The fullback gets there on the full. And they stop him just outside the 20. Talo comes across, fends away from Clune, who stays with him, and then comes across to Ken. This time it will be the winger's ball. He didn't get there. Graham bats it back with a Moyle. On the full. Makes the catch this time. He'll bring it back to McInnes, who stops him inside the 20. And that was a good set.
So that's when star players with footwork through the middle come alive at the back end of each half.
The Knights, it has to be said, one of their poorer efforts of the season as Ponga is down live, and you've got them for life when they turn up on a day like this. It's 6 again. Saifiti. He comes to Elliott. Doubts. It's Frizzell who finds Gamble. Now back to Leo Thompson.
That pass was coming, and he almost got his mitts on it, Ramian.
And they'll do it over once more. This time, Ramian stays back, and Ponga undoes them. On the left-hand side again. Overdose, he's kicking, wasn't he strong suit? He bends this one last week again because he's got James Tedesco, Reece Walsh, who was just electric last night, and he exposed Matt Moylan. He had his defensive issues earlier in the season. It will be too big for both of them. Tracy bringing it back at speed, picked off there. 9 losses, and at the moment, as things stand, that draw earlier in the season. Okay, and it's Young here who takes the next carry. Sharks, the headband on. Saifiti.
First look, I agree with the call. And as the Newcastle Knights just keep turning the screw.
Daniel Saifiti goes inside the 10. To Dominic Young. That's a bullet-like pass in effect. He tries to loop a ball back on the
way, but Kalen Ponga very confident, but just misdirected the kick.
And Graham with the first carry here. There he goes to Tracy instead, trying to use his speed up against Gagai. They come right. Moylan, Nickera, such speed from the Sharks.
Rower, we have in the comp.
Only just, oh no. Here we go. But it's denied by the bunker break. What a moment there for the Newcastle Knights. It had to be facing Hazelton, Etherington. on deck here for the Newcastle. Plays left. Elliott, Clune, good pass for Lucas. Back of the angle.
A couple of times down this left-hand short side, he's the go-to man.
They'll find Jesse Ramian. Strong effort by the right centre to bring it back to wing. Lost the ball coming through. Tracy never really got there to make a contest. Feeding it dummy half for Daniel Saifidi. Left elbow. Young on his bike this time. He won't quite get there. Tracy does so. 10 metres out. Don't see that too often. Now Gagai coming out the back. Gamble. A fend away from Talakai. Stopped at the line. Drama for the Newcastle Knights as Ponga on the kick brings the long arm of the Lord is reeling in Connor Tracy. He's making out like a bandit. Comes across and just launches himself. Puts it back on the inside. Crossland there to meet Nickera. It was good contact.
Watch the replay. Just desperation from 4 Knights to get there.
The Sheds locked up as they were to begin the game. Talakai. Williams off the offload, brings it back towards the half, putting a kick in for Dominic Young across the field. That was adventurous. Young was again. It's the Sharks coming down the tunnel here, taking on the Knights. And the Confused once again have arrived early. And the gamble, give it off to Daniel Saifidi, who brings it out, and he'll play. There's an Novocastrian fullback as Jack Heathering will play it for. Look comfortable there, and luckily for him, the ball stalled in the wind perhaps. Not much around today up and down the east coast. He's wanted the ball every chance he can here today, and Hazelton stops him there. Ready defensively. Brazil looks towards Hunt. Not enough hang time there on the kick from the 5'8" for Young to get there, and Tracy it is. Williams, just to prove the fact that he's okay. Makes a strong carry there.
I was about to say, went through stages in the first half where it was set for set and the ball was live for long periods.
It's Lucas. Runs towards Williams. Does well. Lucas does well. Runs towards Williams. With the help of Tracy, they stop him on top. Put on the sideline to make the catch. And a penalty from right in front. Instead, it's Mark. Left-hand side. It's Lucas again, who's a real target suddenly for Newcastle.
They just ran their outside backs out of room. Dan Gagai dishes on to Dom Young. He had
through the line as he did in the 22nd minute. To score the Knights. Waterfoot on the line. Gets the ball and weaves past Hazelton. Runs into the back. Feeds it for Clune. Bradman Best. They go the length of the field.
But everyone here at Newcastle stood up as one when Kalen got to the backfield.
And with Jack Cogger coming to the club next season. Ponga from out wide. And stand. They move to 5th position. Saifidi with the carry. The Sharks, plus for the most part during the first half, in a tight, gripping affair. They found their voice here since feels like the intensity has gone up a couple of notches here. Ramian in for the carry line. Jesse Calhoun is out there now for the Sharks, met by Frizzell. Jesse Calhoun. He makes a catch again. Inside the 20, and Best is there to wrap him up. On the short side, Talakai. He takes a carry back into Newcastle territory. Didn't get the kick in. They needed a punter. Come back to me in the middle of the field from the sideline. Heading last couple of sets of 6 as the Sharks have it here through Talakai. Hazelton was there in the middle of the field again. Trindle, though, coming down the field. Watch Ramian make the tap once again. Matt Croker has been good off the bench in the second half for Adam O'Brien during this run.
Running hard with a lot of support. As you said, the kicking game is very effective as a Sharks.
They have.
Crossland's hand. Gagai, who runs towards Talakai. He might have had a case. On the inside is Thompson. They'll pound the middle. The first 3
pass from Tyson Gamble. He's normally type of warrior. Gets involved.
Dominic Young, a rainbow ball with a pot of gold for Newcastle. At the moment. See the hand there of Calhoun. Well, he's just taking the odd. It's Croker to be stopped here. Awkward looking quickly was Trindle. Clune sensed that he was there on his hammer, so Rudolph in contact with him there, and the
Sharks and Craig Fitzgibbon.
The Sharks have done well after the Sharks with a loss would slide to 6th position. The Raiders go to 7th to set up with room to move. Ramian runs towards Clune. Around the leg side, Trindle grubbering. It's a well-placed one, but it's too big. He might have been off and running, and something to stop, given the way he can. Still isn't there. Here's Jacob Saifidi loping it
in. We know the history of Caitlin Ponga, but I don't think Jesse Ramian missed with
the point of the contact right on the point of the shoulder.
Yeah, so when you get your shoulder compressed like that.
He hits it straight enough. It fades at the death. Away to the left.
Wouldn't even risk it, Warren.
Depending on how severe the pain is, suffering injuries to teams in contention for the title.
He'll be right, but Adam O'Brien, what an absolute powerhouse. Nickera chases Clune. That's the hook the half needed.